Hello, Southtown. My name is Annika, and I'm here to share my story with you. As most of you know, I've grown up with an awesome family and a great community that has continually taught me about Jesus and his deep love for me. God revealed my need for a Savior when I was about 6 years old, and he has been unveiling the depths of his gospel ever since then. At 12 years old, I went on a one-week mission trip to Haiti, and it was there that I learned that the world is so much bigger than just me and my family, and therefore God is so much bigger than the personal God I had created him to be in my head. The true God opened my eyes to the grandness of his love for the whole world, that Jesus died for everyone, that he rose to life, and that he calls us to go and make disciples of all nations. After leaving Haiti, I remember turning to my dad and saying, I want to do this for the rest of my life. Then it was here at Southtown that I learned the biblical basis for this same desire that God had given me. When I was in student ministry, we had a very long series on studying Matthew 28:18-20, the Great Commission, where Jesus calls all of his followers to go and make disciples of all nations. I began to understand the weight of Jesus' command, and I began to see how God, throughout the entire Bible, from Genesis through Revelation, has been saving people from every nation and every language. So out of my growing love for Jesus, I wanted to obey his commands, and it fit so well with the desires of wanting to serve overseas. After learning more and reading the Bible and getting a college degree, I'm thrilled to be taking this next step toward making disciples among nations that haven't heard anything about Jesus. I'm about to move to Central Asia for 2 years to join the discipleship and church planting efforts happening there. My primary role will be learning the local language and culture, because the gospel has great power in any language, but for someone to hear it in their own native tongue allows them to truly understand it. So I will be doing everything to the best of my ability to be able to communicate in their local language. However, I will also be teaching English at a cultural center where university students come to practice English. My team leaders who run this center have had many opportunities to share the gospel and read the Bible with students there. I will be praying for similar opportunities in English as I also focus on learning the local language. In the city that I'm moving to, there are a couple of churches, and my team is currently helping strengthen one of the churches and work with the local believers to teach and disciple throughout the city. The long-term goal of my team is to strengthen those local believers and send them out into the more remote villages of the country where there are no churches and no Christians at all. After my 2 years, I would love to return and be part of one of these church planting teams, but we'll see what God's plan is when that time comes, because if we've learned anything in the past year, it's that we can try to plan our ways, but God's the one truly in control. So here I am, sharing my faith story with you, first of all, to thank you, Southtown, for how much you have helped in bringing me to this place that I am today. Thank you for loving Jesus so much that you push your young people to know him personally and to be a part of his mission. So thank you for listening, and as God has called all of his followers to share in his global work in some way, I also invite you to join me by praying for Central Asians. Pray that they will hear and understand the news of Jesus that has changed my life and all of yours. God is the one who saves, so while I may be going and